We've heard enough about Jon Jones to know that Jon Jones definitely swings both ways, at least. Today, unfortunately, we have the funeral of the legacy of Jon Jones. And, you know, you guys are probably thinking, bro, you've spoken about this a few times now. Listen, guys, this is going to be the last time I talk about Jon Jones. But it's going to be the final time that I'll break down everything and explain to you guys why he's not the true GOAT of the UFC. Not only is he not the true GOAT of the UFC, but Johnny Bones Jones is a sus coward. You guys are probably thinking, what do you mean? Well, yeah, I'm talking he likes men. He probably likes things up his batty. And he's a coward when it comes to him in the octagon. And let me break down why I don't count Jon Jones as a legend. Okay, we'll start off with outside the octagon. Jon Jones beat his wife in front of his children and got arrested for it. We all know that's very true. Jon Jones also did a hit and run on a pregnant woman. He hit a pregnant woman and he drove off. What a coward, what a scumbag. He also has been done for taking cocaine and taking PEDs, which PEDs, you're literally cheating in your sport, right? And taking cocaine, you're a degenerate. You know, not a good role model for all the young men watching the UFC. And outside the UFC, we know, for people who have done enough research, we know Jon Jones likes men. And, you know, that's all right, Jon. You like men, that's up to you. You like men, right? But that's the truth. You are sus, you are part of the rainbow movement, and you do like men. We've seen enough proof when it comes to the comedy show. We've seen enough proof of the news that come out recently where he was doing some weird shit to one of his training partners. We've heard enough about Jon Jones to know that Jon Jones definitely swings both ways, at least. And me personally, I think he swings more towards the men than the women, hence why he beat up his wife. He was probably frustrated and angry at her, even though he should be angry at himself. Now, he is a coward in the octagon. Why is he a coward in the octagon? Because when Jon Jones was building up his career on being a legend, when Jon Jones was building up his career on trying to become a legend, you know, going through the whole roster, he was beating guys who were on the way out while he was in his prime, a young lion on the way up, right? And he was beating guys who were pretty much on the way out. And, you know, it's okay. Those guys were the guys who were around at that time, and a lot of them were great fighters. However, those older fighters, Mr. Jon Jones, they were willing to give you a chance, yeah? And they did give you a chance, and you built up your legacy from that. However, Jon Jones, you're such a scared coward that you won't give the same opportunity that the legends gave you to Tom Aspinall. What do I mean by that? Well, guys, check out who Jon Jones beat. Jon Jones beat Rampage Jackson, 9 years older than him. He beat Shogun, 5 years older than him. He beat Rashad Evans, 8 years older than him. He beat Lyoto Machida, 9 years older than him. He beat Glover Teixeira, 8 years older than him. He beat Xiao Sonnen, 10 years older than him. He beat Vitor Belfort, 10 years older than him. Those are the guys that he literally built up his legacy from. All of those guys were on their way out. Those guys were pretty much like, you know, on their way out while he was fresh and on the way in. And that's how he built up his legacy. And now the GOAT runs away. And at the same time, he also lost a fight after that. The Thiago Santos fight wasn't really, you know, a clear win. However, I would say he won that, right? It wasn't convincing though. Gustafsson fight wasn't convincing and wasn't willing to give him a rematch. The same with the Reyes fight. Now, to all my MMA guys out there, can we all agree that Jon Jones lost against Dominic Reyes? I don't think there's one MMA fan out there who would say that Jon Jones beat Dominic Reyes. Yet again, Jon Jones was not even willing to give Dominic Reyes an immediate rematch. Instead, he goes out and clowns him and acts like he definitely won the fight, which we know that he definitely lost the fight. He turned down a fight with DC at heavyweight. He turned down a fight with Chael Sonnen at UFC 151, which was a late notice fight. He didn't want to take the fight. Yeah? And he's been avoiding not only Ngannou, he was avoiding Ngannou, making out that it was Ngannou's fault for such a long time, which we know that Ngannou, if he caught Jon Jones, it would have been the end of Jon Jones's career. But even now, Jon Jones has been running away from Tom Aspinall, who he knows would beat the shit out of him, for 2 years now. 2 years. There's been a petition to give up the title. Everyone's been asking him to give up the title. Even fighters themselves are like, bro, stop holding up the heavyweight division. But he is a clown. He'd rather clown on people on Twitter, on X, sorry. Yeah, he'd rather make out he's this top legend that's been and done it for all. No, you haven't, Jon Jones. You beat up a lot of washed up fighters who were on their way out. You barely beat up any of the new guys. Yeah, and now you're refusing to actually fight the new guy. Jon Jones, your legacy is literally being ruined as we talk. A lot of people don't respect you no more. In and out of the octagon. I don't think you're going to be remembered as the Jon Jones that we remember growing up, you know. Because to me, you was a legend once upon a time. And let me tell you something, Jon Jones. Even if you went against Tom Aspinall and you lost that fight, and you lost against Ngannou, I would have still held you higher than I hold you right now. To me right now, I love what the MMA community is doing. They're literally driving your name to the ground, and that's exactly what you deserve. You are a coward. You're not a real fighter. You only fought fighters that you knew you would win against. Jon Jones, you are a fraud. And guys, that's the last time I'm ever going to talk about Jon Jones. And guys, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments section. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch more clips like that, click here. Or if you want to watch the full stream, click here.